This week on the SheerLuxe podcast, Hodge and I are joined by special guest Billie Bhatia. We talk all about the new Netflix series and film that you really need to be watching.
It's really, really good. I feel like I've given you a gift.
I did actually really need some good Netflix records because the Netflix Christmas films are not giving.
Well, and could Hodge have a best-selling book in her future?
You've seen the scripts I write for the show. I've got a novel in me.
You are creative.
A girl walks in her Paris, Texas boots.
We've also got the new wellness product that you need on your radar.
And look, for people...
It's like a cool little tattoo. And we solve two very tricky dilemmas.
If a friendship is making you feel anxious, that isn't a good friendship.
So do subscribe if you haven't already and stay tuned. It's a good one. Welcome to the SheerLuxe podcast with me, Charlotte Collins. This week, I'm joined by Hodge Templeman and Billie Bhatia. Hi, both.
Hi.
What a nice crew.
I know, it's so nice. It's like mates.
It's like mates. Like
it is mates.
Before we get started, what is everyone wearing, Hodge?
I am wearing my trusty old Paris, Texas knee-high black
Which just
Croc
blows
boots.
my mind that you can walk in. I have these boots in white, the ones that Hodge is wearing.
They're high.
I cannot even sit in them for an hour without being wildly uncomfortable. You are made of strong stuff.
What inches are we talking there? That's a good 5 inches.
Yeah, and don't judge me because the thing
not
has come
looking at
off.
it, yeah.
The bottom of the heel has come off, which
It's that
must have
tap.
happened last week, and I didn't realise.
But that metal tap when
Yeah.
you're walking, it just drills your head. It's the worst.
But I had an outfit in my head for today, so I couldn't change it.
It's a good outfit.
But good job, nobody can see it if you're listening. And leather culottes from Collins, which I think are my favourite new autumn winter piece this year.
Great.
Look great on you.
They do look great.
And a body, because I love a body, from Ura, which is a brand, I think they're based in Dubai, but I love it. And every time I wear it, people are like, where is that from?
I wouldn't have thought it was a body either. Just a little
and it's
taquini.
really high, the body.
Oh, is it not giving you a massive
flashing
wedgie?
me, Hodge.
I know.
You get a
You
little
can
bit
see
of
a
skin there.
skin.
Is it not really that would give me a
No,
wedgie
and do you know
with
what's good about it is that it's got 3 options on the crotch.
that? Oh,
Do you know what I mean?
yeah. And your earrings?
And my earrings are Heaven Mayhem, and we were just saying I feel I'm really in my silver era.
Love that for
Yeah,
you.
they look really good.
Yeah.
Suits you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Billie, what are you wearing?
I am wearing a Topshop blazer. Dress is from Align, which is the comfiest dress ever because it's like knitted and stretchy and really easy to wear. Got some little stomper boots from All Saints, and actually this little silk neckerchief is from my Vogue festive calendar.
Oh, cute!
It was in day 4.
I would like a silky one like that.
Yeah.
It's cute,
Like a
isn't it?
bandana, but it's the bandana print, but silky.
Yeah.
And nice with the white shirt.
I can't wear white shirts 'cause I just get makeup all over them, but
Yeah, and
it'll do for this.
Yeah.
That's why a collarless white shirt is quite good for me.
Love a collarless
Yeah.
white shirt. I used to actually rob all my dad's old work
There you go.
collarless white shirts.
I
And
miss
the
them.
earrings are Missima. They're great. The little two-tone.
Really nice. What am I wearing? This is Mother denim. Which,
Love it.
Who knew Mother denim did such great knitwear? I'm
Love.
so cozy.
Just
Such
ordered
good
it.
colourway.
Yeah, it is because it's every
Yeah.
colour.
Yeah, but like good muted colours.
Like a chic Joseph.
Yeah.
You know? Jeans are Citizens. Shoes are June. These are the comfiest shoes I've ever worn in my entire life. They are literal
look
slippers. You can see I've
comfy.
trashed them. They are actual slippers. When you'd rather be in a shoe than barefoot.
Yeah.
Basically, the antithesis is what you're
Yeah.
wearing today.
And back to my feet, why I can wear these is because
Yeah.
I'm older than you and I've killed my feet.
I need to spend the next decade killing my feet. to be more like
It'll
you.
be, that is a plus
It's not
of
worth it.
aging.
I can't do it.
Yeah, but
It's not
it is worth it because it means that she can actually wear the boots where mine sit in my
I would
cupboard.
just be in agony.
No, they
Even
don't
looking
hurt
at them, my
at all.
toes are wincing.
No
Can I tell you,
way.
I once wore them. We were standing in a marquee, and I had to. Luckily, I had trainers in my bag. I came over really funny. They were they really. If you're in consistent pain for a while.
It wasn't
I was
the
like, I'm
full
gonna pass
Bacantes.
out. I had to put my trainers on, and they felt fine.
How far can you walk in those boots?
I went for a boozy lunch on Friday, which started at 4:30, and I wore them till midnight.
Wait, this sounds fun.
And you bar hopped? Or
No,
went
we
to
did
other
just stay in
places?
Chiconies.
Oh, well, that's Hodge. It
So
doesn't count if
sitting
it's
at Chiconies for
I
7
got
hours
the
is not-
tube home.
Oh no, that's quite
Okay,
impressive.
all right,
I
yeah,
could.
I'll allow that.
I could never take the tube in those boots. Never.
Oh,
ever.
well, I think that's where the thing picked off.
That will be it. Yeah.
Right.
Moving swiftly on to new and noteworthy. What have you guys got to recommend? What are you loving? You've got a new Netflix watch.
I am obsessed with this new show called Black Doves.
Seen it. I've added it to my watch list.
Oh my God, it is so good. It's the type of thing, like I didn't look at my phone once. And that is
Ooh.
unheard of.
Okay.
It's Keira Knightley, Ben Whishaw, Sarah Lancashire, who I love.
My mum's favourite actor.
Oh my gosh,
of all
she's
time,
insane
yeah.
because she was in that thing with
Murdery
Hottie.
Happy Valley.
Yes.
Yeah.
She is excellent in
I think
it.
he's hot.
James Norton.
Yeah, James Norton.
Yeah.
He's fit. Yeah.
He's no Pete Wicks, but again,
Jamie
obsessed.
Dornan first, so.
No Pete Wicks.
Yeah. Pete Wicks.
I am in my Pete
my
Wicks
God.
That
era.
is feral. He's like the antithesis of Ben.
I know, it blows my
No,
mind.
I tell you why he's. He is kind of, like aesthetically, he is.
Sure,
literally
can't
antithesis
consider
of-
your husband better than you do, yeah.
But no, there's something about P Wicks that he's like. I like that kind of Essex cheeky chappy thing.
Yeah.
but he's not cheeky. He's moody, but like with such a like sensitive, deep
He
side.
has a beautiful face.
Stunning face.
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
just, and like in Strictly, he's so like moody and sexy and just like.
He's just, you can have a fun time with him.
Yeah,
100%.
fair.
Yeah.
Like he's
Not
got
my
good
type,
chat.
but fair.
Yeah.
People aren't loving that he is in Strictly, are they?
He's no longer in Strictly.
How do you guys keep up with all this TV?
I love Strictly. I don't keep up with anything other than Strictly.
I know. I sort of started hard for it this season, and then I've sort of slipped away
I
from
have
it, which is a
agreed.
shame.
I'm not a religious sit-down TV watcher.
Yeah, that's fair.
Well, religiously watch Black Doves. It is so good. So it's a spy thriller set in like festive London, so all the lights are on, which is always nice. Keira Knightley is married to a politician, and she's a spy. So she is married to him, like, as a spy because she takes government secrets from him.
Oh, wow.
They've been married for 10 years. They've got 2 kids. Like, she is deep dark in this
But spying
marriage
for
as a
who?
spy for this company called Black Doves, who are like a separate organization who are not always pro-Britain. They like sell Britain's secrets or, protect Britain. And
Okay.
Sarah Lancashire is the boss of this organization. The guy she's having an affair with gets killed very quickly in the episode 1. And then there's sort of fallout from that. So there's this other guy who is an assassin, Ben, and he is called back to protect Keira because Keira is sort of now involved within the murder of the person she had the affair with. And she's such a valuable asset because of her government connections, because of the husband, then they need her to stay where she is. But the humor, it's a bit like Slow Horses.
Okay.
Like the chat is so quick. It's very funny.
Dry.
Keira it's the best thing I've ever seen her in.
Okay, that's
It's
a big
the
claim.
most I've liked it in something.
I feel like I've heard people say that because she's got a bit of a sort of reputation. Like
Yeah.
people don't warm to her.
I don't know
naturally, do
why.
they?
Yeah, I'm the same though. Like I just find her a bit irritating.
I think people-
she's
she just
really
gets to
good in
people,
this
doesn't
because
she?
she's nails.
Yeah.
So definitely watch it. It's really, really good.
I just got
I feel
to
I've
do it.
given you a gift.
I did actually really need some good Netflix records because the Netflix Christmas films are not giving.
Well, I actually have one to recommend.
Okay,
But I feel like I feel like maybe it's not your thing because
no, I love a shit Hallmark Christmas film.
no, this isn't that. This is a kids movie.
Oh, okay.
But you know how obviously at this time of year kids movies can actually be really good.
Sentimental,
So,
yeah.
Sentimental. So this is called That Christmas, which is new to Netflix. It's based on a trilogy of Christmas books that Richard Curtis wrote, children's Christmas books. And it's set in a rural village somewhere in England, and it follows all the children who, I don't know, they're maybe like 10, and with their parents and their various experiences of a blizzard in and around Christmas. It sounds so silly, but it's really funny. It's one of those films that's made like for children and for adults. So there's loads of good kind of moments for adults too. And honestly, so heartwarming. It follows kind of 4 characters in particular, or 4 kind of scenarios in particular. And one is this little boy who's just moved with his mother to this village. His parents have got divorced and his mum's an NHS worker, and so she's working all through the night, and the dad doesn't come for Christmas. It's all like there's some really heartbreaking moments in it, but it's, as you would imagine, it's really heartwarming and sweet, and like the animation is so clear. When you just almost forget they're not real people, and it's really
Did
lovely.
you
Definitely
cry?
watch it for the kids. Yeah, it's a real tearjerker. It's really, really sweet.
We need a cry at Christmas.
Yeah, but like a nice cry, not
Like a positive
not like
cry.
a tragic.
I'm into that.
Yeah.
I'm way more into that than these useless Christmas films.
I think this is the first time I feel too old or something. I just can't. I tried the Lindsay Lohan one this week, the one where with Kristen Chenoweth, which is the new one where she goes to meet her new boyfriends. Or no, she goes to hang out
What
with
is
her
it?
boyfriend's
A
family.
Last
for
Secret.
Christmas. A
Yeah.
secret or something, a deep
Elastic
secret
or something like that.
Yeah. A Last Secret is 90 minutes long. And
Hodge, most watched. Yeah. Lindsay
Massively.
Lohan on Netflix.
I can't even be bothered to describe it. It's so crap. I watched like 20
why are they
minutes.
so
It's
bad? I started that Merry the Merry Gentleman thing, you know, with Chad Michael Murray.
Oh my God.
no.
I watched half of that with the kids. It's
even
so
get that
inappropriate.
Is it not him just with his top off the whole way through?
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
But they're like this like male dance troupe, and it's
I
so
know.
bad. Like it's so bad because he's an awful dancer.
Yeah.
I got 8 minutes in and I was like, I can't do it.
I had that with
can't do
the one where she falls in love with the snowman,
Oh my God.
Jack Frosty or something. he emerged from the snow and I was like, nope, abort.
This is a
Over it. Can't watch
petition to all streaming sites.
Make good Christmas.
Yeah.
Please consult us.
Yeah.
For what we actually want from a Christmas film.
Can I tell you a
Yeah.
more? I can't remember if I've talked about this on SheerLuxe or not, but there's a recent times Christmas film that I absolutely love. It's called Happiest Season, which is with Kristen Stewart.
Yeah, I saw
and
that one. It was good.
I like that is like an on repeat for me,
Oh,
which I
I haven't
love.
seen
She
that.
basically goes back to her girlfriend's home for Christmas, her very conservative girlfriend's home, and the girlfriend isn't out to her family and only
Okay.
tells her en route, and they have to like pretend to be friends for this whole Christmas. And it's like a really lovely coming
Yeah.
out story, but it's also
Aw.
a really
It's
like
a
a
good
good
film,
Christmas film.
yeah.
Yeah.
I would just rather watch Love Actually and The Holiday on repeat.
Yeah, but I have to save them for like peak. Like,
Oh, do you?
We're recording this like what is it? 16 days before Christmas.
Yeah.
And they are like a 5 day before Christmas.
Agreed. That's like you've got to be in the 20s
Yeah,
of December to
correct.
to
I
get
wrap
to it.
presents to the holiday.
Lovely.
Do you?
Yeah,
I wrap
every
presents
year.
to Pride and Prejudice.
Oh my God.
But the BBC
Which one?
version,
Oh,
obviously.
like the
only
like
version
the
that
4
counts.
hour version.
6 hours, yeah.
6 hours, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
I used to have that on DVD actually.
I love it so
Yeah.
much.
It's
It's
call
good
it a
for the
Christmas
soul.
watch.
No.
But anything sort of nostalgic kind
It
of
just,
works,
I think
but
it's just like old and
Yeah.
like long.
And Colin Firth and
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's Christmas, yeah.
Anything to recommend?
Okay, so it's not super new. However, as I admitted, not very good at TV, but I got lured in to the TikTok book world of
ACOTAR.
Is that what people
That's
call
what
it?
people call it, a court of thorns and roses, ACOTAR.
Yeah, thank you that you know it. I'm almost embarrassed on the tube. Like I have to really cover the front of the book with my palm. It isn't good. Let's just put it out
Sure.
there. Like it's a New York Times bestseller, but like
Like Colleen Hoover, not good.
it's not good.
But
Like it's not.
gripping.
You don't read it and you're like, oh my gosh, my mind is.
It's like 50 Shades in fairyland, isn't it?
Yeah, but I had read like quite a heavy book before, and I was like, I just need a mind break.
I do that. I read a good book
On off.
and then
100%.
Yeah.
So like if you do just need a little escape
Okay.
in silly season to like bed into something else, you're like, you know what, I'm so hungover, I can't look at anything. I'm just gonna read this book and like feel like I'm being a bit productive by
Yeah.
reading instead of just watching TV. Get into it.
But is it quite sexy?
Yeah, it's quite sexy.
Like
yeah.
I heard it's quite steamy. I think you quite like it.
Yeah.
As long as like sex in forest.
Hodge is back in the room, yeah.
Engaged.
Very sex. though.
It's like elf sex. I don't know.
That's
So I've got straight. You'll love it.
I don't know if I like that.
Also, I have not read it. They might not be elves or fairies, right? But isn't that
The premise is like a human gets taken into this like fairyland essentially, but not like Peter Pan fairy, like
like Avatar-y?
well, like humans. They just like more beautiful versions of humans.
Okay, I can go with that.
Yeah, hot fairies.
Yeah, hot
Sold.
fairies. Think like, you know, the fittest fairy you could ever imagine. Right?
Like the
that's what we're
vampires
working
in
with.
Twilight.
Exactly.
Okay.
They're
They've had a glow up.
immortal and they just, you know, their eyes glimmer.
I was just picturing like Smith Jerrod with wings. Like that's where my mind went when you said the fittest
no
fairy ever.
wings, no elf ears, none of that stuff.
Okay, just like hot.
faster, stronger, better, basically. And she like rebels against it. She's like, don't want to be here, hates everybody, and then obviously falls in love.
With Smith Jerrod the fairy.
But it is, it's a bit of the first, I think there's like 6 books.
Yeah.
It's a
that's
bit
the
of a
whole
slow burn in the first one, and I was like, what the fuck are all these words? Can I swear?
thing. Yeah, please do.
No C-bomb.
Never. That's not in my
Can I
makeup
tell you,
anyway.
and I might sound 100 years old, but I keep seeing people on TikTok using the C word as like a compliment.
No.
Yeah. Like if you do something like really like sassy, you'll be like, that's bleep.
Behavior.
No, not into
No,
it.
just like be like,
Oh.
oh, you're so bleep.
Like just
Yeah.
the 4
Just the
letter,
word.
not
Yeah, yeah.
adding on a Y.
No.
Oh God,
Yeah.
let's not make that.
It's like
cool.
Sleigh.
I
Like
don't
how
wanna-
the girls
I
will
don't
just
wanna
go,
make that a thing.
like the young girls in our office, they'll reply to an email just going, Sleigh. But it's the same. You just go, bleep. Sorry. Anyway, I interrupted
Okay,
you.
so
Anyway, Christmas, if you're having an intense time with your family
Yeah.
and it's like all a bit much, you just need to like remove yourself, but you don't want to be in the TV room, go get
Yeah.
a book.
Okay, but it's
ACOTAR, whatever
horny.
it's called. Oh yeah, it's really horny,
Oh
yeah.
God.
Yeah. Spicy.
They're definitely going to make a film about it.
I think it's in
I'm sure there is. Yeah. No, it's huge.
It's huge.
It's
like
huge.
millions and millions and millions of copies have been
Wow.
sold.
I only
Yeah.
know it from TikTok and people talking about it on TikTok.
I feel I should write a book and then it will become a film. I need to write a horny, dirty book
Yeah, 'cause
about
that-
women.
That's definitely.
That's definitely, and
that.
you can definitely do that. And also, I feel like the barrier to entry is low. Exactly. I think you can do that.
So these sentences aren't good.
Yeah.
These aren't like you're like your brain is not getting better because of this.
You've seen the scripts I write for the show. I've got a novel in me.
You are creative, to say the least.
A girl walks in her Paris, Texas boots.
And it's bleepy behaviour.
Today we're recording a podcast. And the producer of the podcast is Enter Stage Right.
She's a beautiful woman in her late 20s walks in.
And bizarrely, Jamie Dornan is also sat there.
There you go.
I'm Tom Hardy.
There you go. Any publishers listening?
You should just come to Richmond. That's where they all hang out.
I am low level obsessed with Tom Hardy.
Does he live in Richmond?
Yeah.
God,
Very
I'm coming home with
expensive.
you.
I've seen him many and many a time.
What's he like in real life?
Short.
All the best men are. He came on stage to present an award
Scruffy.
at the Fashion Awards and no one let him speak, right? Like the whooping was like,
Tom
he got
Hardy?
embarrassed. No, I thought we were talking about Jamie Dornan.
Oh, I mean, absolutely no notes on Jamie Dornan
Yeah,
perfection.
flawless.
Yeah.
But
Sorry,
right, no one let him
I was on
speak.
top hot. No.
Like everyone was like, woo!
Yeah.
Get your kids off!
And he loves his wife, and he's
he
got
does.
3 daughters.
Oh yeah, he's very dedicated.
Yeah.
Isn't he?
God.
Yeah.
And really fun.
Guys, did you know there's a Guinness shortage? Because this just reminded me.
No.
There's a Guinness shortage because Gen Z is so obsessed with it.
There's also a tiramisu shortage. Do you know this?
No.
Speaking of middle class problems.
£1 in the brat jar, yeah.
No, a serious shortage.
Why?
Well, tell me about the Guinness shortage, then I'll tell you about.
I've seen the
tiramisu.
headlines. I think it's because Top Drawer have plugged the Devonshire so fucking much.
Yeah, probably is that. Yeah.
That everybody in London is just guzzling Guinness and trying to spit the G.
Yeah.
Sorry, the Jamie Dornan thing just reminded me. Because
No.
So what does spit the G mean?
So your first sip of Guinness, you
Yeah.
have to like glug, glug, glug to get to a point where when the glass is back upright, the level of Guinness is like cut across the G on the Guinness sign of the glass.
You are so
that.
cool.
So
good. I'm going to the Devonshire next week.
That's cool. That's
for
trendy.
my Singapore crew girls Christmas lunch.
That's really fun.
Cute.
Food
Which
I've
has
not
been
been.
booked. Like, one of them is so organised, thank God.
The food is supposed to be so good.
Be prepared for the amount of attention you guys will get there.
Yeah. If
It
you're
was
trying
a
to
lot of
leave,
girls.
It's a meat market.
It's like 15 girls.
Sausage Factory.
yeah, it's like Infernos for your 30-year-olds.
I'm going to get them to film me doing the G thing.
Spit the G.
And I'll send it to you.
Yeah.
Get the terminology right.
Split.
Do you like
Spit.
it?
Spit or split.
Do it for the plot. Yeah.
Do it for the Instagram. Spit or split.
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 Split the G.
Split the G. Oh, I love that. Thank God for you.
You'd be so cool walking through Devonshire with all your new terminology.
I'm going to go to Devonshire with my book and just sit in the corner and wait for a spicy fairy to come in.
Good plan.
Maybe we'll split the G.
That's a good scene for your book. There you go.
Oh my God.
You've got so much material.
You were definitely going to be in my book. Both of you.
A sexy editor-in-chief walks in. Hodge, you wanted to tell us about your snazzy patches.
Yeah, I feel this is a PSA.
Yeah, I need
Is that
these.
right?
Yeah.
That's right, yeah.
Yeah.
God, I'm down with it today. I found these last week. They're from a brand called Barrier, which I'm probably butchering the pronunciation.
Barrière.
Oui, en français, c'est barrière.
Yeah. God damn it, I can't do that. Yeah, so one is their patches. So you leave them on for 12 hours. So this is clean vitamin B12 patch. And look, it's, I mean, for people.
It's like a cool little tattoo.
Oh,
Yeah, for people listening,
tiny.
it's like, it literally looks like a little wrist tattoo.
Is it,
Yeah.
is it like a lightning bolt?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
She
I
was
know.
attempting to cosplay Harry Potter earlier as well with it. So
She put it on your forehead.
there you go. That's the other added benefit.
Exactly. In our commercial catch-up. Grow up. And then this one is, and then there's another one which is daily immune system support. So that's got vitamin D3, elderberry, echinacea, andrographis, and zinc. So you leave them on for 12 hours.
There's definitely, we were saying there's a whole trend for patches now, because I'm pretty sure there's a birth control patch that you can use.
Really?
Yeah. Don't quote me on that. And there's loads of, I've got melatonin patches at home. Like, it's definitely becoming more of a thing.
So what, it just infuses your skin and then it goes into your bloodstream?
Yeah, you just leave it on.
It's like an osmosis thing.
And how, like,
That's
maybe
magical,
it
isn't
is,
it?
and like psychosomatics. I'm like, I'm fine.
No,
Put
yeah.
patches on.
But I am, because I have B12 at home, but you have to take it with food, and I'm like never at home for food, so I just never end up taking. I'm never like in one
I'm
pace.
very bad at
so-
supplements. I can only take. I'm currently only taking like Auto ones because it's so easy. One morning, one night.
Why are they so? Oh, right.
Because otherwise, if you have to do something with food, or you
That's
have to
it.
like wait an hour, or you have to
Yeah.
it just interrupts the day, and I just
Totally
don't do it.
I don't do that.
The only thing I'm taking, you take so many.
No, I
supplements.
just take them all at once. Like I do vitamin B12 in the morning, but I do have the smoothie every morning.
Okay.
And then I take my vitamins.
That's good. The only thing I'm
So-
taking at the moment is a greens powder. I've got a Pippa Campbell, one of those like superfood
Oh
powders
yeah.
that you stir into water.
Yeah.
Is it the one that you whiz?
No, you probably actually could whiz it. I just stir it really hard with a metal spoon, and it's quite lumpy. Like it's not pleasant, but you know when you feel like, okay, at the very least,
Yeah.
I'm doing that.
Get that immunity.
Yeah, I need like
boosted,
12 of those.
Yeah. I mean,
Well,
have them. And look, you
Can I
get
actually have one?
36. Yeah.
Can we
Why
put one
not?
on in
Yeah,
there?
let's put it
Yeah.
on.
So
Thank
it's just
you.
got to be on dry skin.
That's fine. I'm not.
So what's
I'm
what's
currently
this one?
dry.
Is this B12?
No, can't confirm.
Is this the B12 one?
Yeah, that's the B12 one.
And what's the benefits of B12?
Well, it's energy.
Laura said she overdosed on B12. Thank you.
Um,
She went to the doctor and they were like, whoa.
That really should go on overheard at Sheerluxe.
These are a bit bigger.
That's okay. Side note, if you wanted to sample having a tiny tattoo
Yeah.
and you didn't know
They've
if it was
made
your
this
thing,
very
this works quite
cute,
well.
haven't they? Like this one says keep going.
Yeah.
No, no,
I need
completely
that.
wrong. It says keep growing.
Oh,
God,
oh,
I need
deep.
that. I need that.
Okay, I'm gonna do the swan. She's not like
Oh, I see. There's different design options.
Yeah, but they are quite chunky.
What have you got?
I've got heart because I was testing out a tattoo.
they need to go on opposite arms.
Oh, these are kind of like horrible tattoos.
I put one on my back the other day because I thought no one will see that.
Trap stamp.
Exactly. Well, I know.
I'm
Do
gonna
you
go
already
keep.
have a tattoo? Do you already
well,
have
No,
tattoos?
but I keep thinking about it, and now I think
Do you?
I'm
What
too
would you get?
old. I'd probably just get. I quite wanted to get a J. I was trying to make James get just
Like
an
I've got.
H on him for our 15-year wedding anniversary, and we went to Rome, and I was like, "There's a tattoo place. Let's do it now."
Yeah,
he's not keen
because he has got. Will you talk about the tattoo that he has?
Yeah, he's got a massive tattoo on his ass, which is
I think you've told me this before.
which is his university address. And it's the grossest font and it's really big and like filled in.
Will he ever get it removed?
No, because like no one sees
No one
it.
sees
I
it,
mean,
yeah.
I see it and then he'll, actually I did do an Instagram post of it when we were in the States. But he
I think I saw it. And I was like,
Yeah.
oh wow, Hodge, yeah, okay, bunch of steel.
so he's like, I've got a tat. He's like, but you get one.
You should do it. I've got the little baby bee.
I love it so
Yeah,
much.
that's very
And then
sweet.
he did finally. I wear 4 rings on this finger and have a tattoo, so that's like 5 times the commitment.
Yeah.
And Ben no longer likes his wedding band and didn't have the tattoo, so I was like, it's like 5
Ben's a
times
single
the
man,
zero.
yeah.
Ben is literally
Yeah.
rocking around the world.
Are you trying to tell me something?
Yeah, I'm like, hello, you need to do something. Anyway, so he has now finally got a C, a little matching C, which he did.
Is his also in red font?
His is also red. I got this done at my brother's tattoo parlor because he owns tattoo parlors.
Yeah.
So if you are looking for somewhere to go, whether it's for something like, enormous and over the top or something as teeny tiny as a little red bee,
I love it.
it's called Moulin Rouge, and there's one. They're both like near the Oxo Tower.
I think I want one.
I really want one, but I like just don't know where I want it. Like, I
Yeah.
know what I would want, but
What is
I don't
it?
know. Me and my mum want to get a little matching tiny elephant.
Oh,
That's
I love
so
that.
sweet. I love that.
But I just don't know where I would
Yeah.
put it.
Not
I reckon-
wrist. Just
No,
so
I don't think
too-
I want it there. I
Yeah.
don't know whether I would maybe do it the tiniest one on my finger,
I
but
do recommend both red and then somewhere like that where you get a lot of like action. They were like, this will be gone in 5 years, and I was like, well, that's perfect. Like, as in, it's not,
Yeah,
it's less
yeah,
of a
yeah.
commitment if you
Yeah.
go for color and you have it in a place that like gets rubbed a lot.
it's cute. It's really cute.
Yeah.
Let's move on to mustn't miss things that we've seen on SheerLuxe that we loved. Can I start?
Yeah.
This podcast is going live on Thursday, and that means that tomorrow, which is Friday, all of our Edinburgh content is going live because we went out to
excited.
Edinburgh last week to do another takeover like we did in Manchester earlier in the year. By takeover, we mean takeover of SheerLuxe, not of the city, to be clear. It's not like we're not so overinflated as to think that we have taken over the city. But all of the SheerLuxe content tomorrow will be dedicated to our Edinburgh trip, which was a tale of two halves, a mix between foodie and fashion. So Lou and I were off meeting so many amazing brands. What a gorgeous city. Have you both been?
No,
I
I'd
love
love
Edinburgh
to.
so
It's
much.
so pretty.
Oh,
Yeah.
It's kind of Bath-like in its architecture, and so many gorgeous independent shops, which we just don't really have in London. Like really lovely curated boutiques filled with, everyone that's got like a lovely, gorgeous edit of fashion, but then also has candles and fragrances and,
Yeah.
just a really, curated is the best word, selection of bits and brands, you know, really good for discovery. And we ate really well, and we stayed at the Glen Eagles Townhouse, which was total heaven. And I'm really looking forward to seeing the content, because it means that I will get to see all of the foodie stuff that the others got up to that we didn't see.
I did see one restaurant that you went to, Timbyard.
Oh, that wasn't me, that was them.
The food,
is it really good?
My friend got married there. The
Oh,
food
wow.
is phenomenal.
Yeah. I need to go back and do the foodie trip.
It's the best. It's the best wedding food. No shade to any of the weddings I've been to. I love you all. It is the best wedding food I've ever had.
Wow.
And it was a COVID. The wedding happening during like, I think it was 2021, and it was really, really small. And the venue is gorgeous. It's a family-run restaurant in Edinburgh. Like, the food is outstanding. I think they maybe just got a Michelin star.
Oh,
Wow.
okay.
But like, unreal.
How nice to get married at a really good restaurant.
I know.
Where the food is going to be really good. That's a good idea.
Really good.
Yeah.
And it was like, we couldn't get over it in the summer. It was so hot. They've got like a really beautiful tiny courtyard outside, and that's where they got married. And then we had the reception like
how
in
lovely.
So
the
nice.
restaurant. But the sun was like beating down on that tiny bit of courtyard,
Yeah.
and everybody was dripping.
Oh,
and we're like,
no.
as if like Scotland is
Yeah.
giving us this
Yeah,
much
yeah, yeah,
sun.
it's insane. I had a wedding in Ibiza like the last weekend of October a few years ago, and we spent most of the year being like, just, you know, it's going to be freezing cold and pouring with it. You know, it was 1,000 degrees. Also, they'd obviously not done any cover, and you literally sat there like, I'm going to die, but it's better than the alternative.
100%.
Because no one wants to wash.
Yeah.
their
Although
wedding
it's
day.
awful when the groom sweats through the suit jacket.
No, but that's jacket.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah, I've seen that too.
I've
But
not
Did you
seen
know
that.
about this rule where like men can't take off their jackets until the groom's taken off his jacket?
Yeah, I think I told
Yeah.
you that. Yeah,
I found out at that wedding where like all the boys were like,
take off your
"We
jacket."
beg of you," and he's like, "Can't. Shirt's gone wet through. Like, it's got to stay off."
I think Ben had 3 shirts at our wedding, but I've never seen anyone sweat through their jacket.
Yeah,
Is that
like
because they're
that
grey? You're talking about
hot-
a pale grey morning
it was
suit?
it was like a light linen.
Yeah, I suppose the linen you could
Yeah,
see.
no
yeah, like,
linen,
yeah,
not
like-
because it would these
Yeah.
are all not these are not
None of that.
sweating. I'm like,
Yeah.
what are
Not
you
sweating
What are they
at
sweating
weddings
through?
in
I'm so
London.
confused. Yeah. Okay, understood.
I'm
Anyway,
excited to see
so
that.
Edinburgh was great. Yeah, really good content out of it. Well, I hope anyway. And just
like
all
really
in all, fun.
Christmassy, gorgeous,
So
content.
festive.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
really, you know, it's so obviously we do lots of travel content on SheerLuxe, and we love to kind of edit the best of a city, and it's really nice to do. This is almost like a multimedia 3D version of that. So loads of content going. We've got a full Edinburgh city guide going live, as well as our behind the scenes. Loads of social content.
And you went by train.
We went by train, which I'd really recommend. Hodge, what is your SheerLuxe pick this week?
My pick is the sleigh that's in reception.
Sleigh.
It's a sleighing sleigh.
It's a sleigh. Yeah.
It's a sleigh. We're working with TikTok, and they've made this amazing like festive scene in the reception, which we've never done before.
No, we should say it wasn't TikTok who built the scene. We'll link the people, the brilliant people
Okay.
who have created it. But yeah, it's a partnership with TikTok. Exactly.
It is an impressive entry into the office.
I
I
said at the
know.
very least, everyone who comes into the office for the next week is gonna just have the
Yeah,
funniest
it was
time.
gorgeous.
I know. So nice. And then we've got people coming in to like
Play in the sleigh.
Yeah. Play in the
Basi-
sleigh.
Play in the sleigh. It's basically like the mini moke that we had last year,
Yeah.
where we bopped around London in a mini moke. A warmer version of that, because that was fucking cold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
don't drive around London in a
Come to
doorless
us, come
car.
to us.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Which is so nice. And also it's the Christmas party on the Wednesday.
It is. So it will have been the Christmas party by
Yeah.
the time this goes live.
Yeah.
We'll be hungover when this goes live.
We'll be hungover, yeah.
Do you miss a Christmas party now you don't have a full-time job?
No.
I shouldn't. I'll rephrase that. Now you don't. Now you don't have it.
Now that you're actually
now you're
unemployed.
unemployed.
That's what that's what my cousins say all the time. Like, what did you do today? Just unemployed. I'm like, sure, yeah, that's exactly what.
But
I
like
do.
Polly did tell me the other day she had a really busy day, and then she said that she had a facial, and I was like, no, Pete. Yeah, sorry, you don't miss a Christmas party.
I don't know. No, they were never really my bag. A work Christmas party, and we're so spoiled, like by all the events that we go to. That I get my fix.
Can I take this is changing the tone massively, but there is a line in the film that I recommended that Christmas that's, I'm going to paraphrase, but it basically said that Christmas is like a magnifying glass on your emotions, so, or like an emotional magnifying glass, so that if you feel like happy and loved throughout the year, you feel extra happy and loved at Christmas, whereas if you feel lonely and a bit sad, you feel extra lonely and sad at Christmas.
Yeah.
And I realized that because of work, we're so lucky, because we're at so many events and doing so much, we're so lucky that maybe even if in your own personal life you were in the latter camp, we're kept so busy and get all of the lovely festiveness that,
Totally.
and people go on and on and on about silly season and how crazy it is and how busy it is, but that's probably not that nice to hear if you're somebody who isn't that busy and is
We
wondering
just
why.
we just had a big episode on loneliness at Christmas on the podcast, because it's really real, and I think
real.
we're so fortunate in this industry, like you said, that we're invited to lots of stuff, and because it's actually a really small industry and you end up knowing everybody, there's like familiar touch points all of those places, like you'll see somebody but like for lots of people, like you said, they don't have that those interactions aren't like that, whether that's through their job or through their family or through their friends. So like, don't also put pressure on yourself to have a perfect Christmas.
No.
Yes. Yeah, there's so much pressure on the whole.
Yeah.
It has to look perfect and be perfect and be so busy. And if that's not your life,
Tap
that's
out of the
okay.
perfect Christmas. I'm not gunning for a perfect Christmas this year.
No,
it's too much pressure.
It's too much pressure.
Yeah. You're away. You're
We're
buggering
away.
off anyway.
We're away.
Yeah.
But I'm hosting like Welsh Christmas the weekend before,
Oh, yeah, of course, yeah.
with my mum and dad and my brother and his family. And like last year, when I hosted, because we were here for Christmas, so I hosted Christmas Day. Because my mum just doesn't want to host anymore. She's
That's
like,
fair.
yeah, she's
Yeah,
like,
I'm sure you get to
I
an age.
deserve it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I was, I got sort of baubles with everyone's initials on, and like I just went all out, and I was really tired, and I was like, so this year I'm just gonna chill it down a bit.
Deborah Joseph, who was the editor of Glamour for the last 7 years, who's just stepped down, has had this sort of mantra for a while. I think she actually wrote a book about it called My 70% Life, which is all about, she basically had 3 kids, this big job, and at a certain point was like, I can't do this anymore. I'm going to pick certain things and do them to 70% of my ability. They are going to be 70% of 100.
I get that.
And that's fine. So like if Christmas Day is 70%, not 100%,
yeah,
no one dies.
gives a
That's fine.
shit. You put the pressure on yourself. Like none of my family could give a shit.
No.
Yeah.
They just want to have a lovely time and have fun. And there's me go, no, the napkins don't go with the tablecloths. It's ridiculous.
But also by the time like my mum, she's sort of learned to accept it that I go like crazy at Christmas.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, right, so we're going to go to the florist and get all the fresh flowers on this day. And then I'll bring home the candles and the candlesticks. And you need to buy this. And I'll go to Petersham and I get these candles and these things. And I'm like, I just spent £500 on
I was just about to say this.
What?
I know.
I was going to say exactly that don't also feel the pressure to spend a load of money. Like I've got Girls Christmas coming up and I always host and I'm like, and I want to clear my lounge and I want to get a pop-up table and I want to, because you see all this stuff on social media that makes you think that even if you don't feel like it needs to look that way, you think, God, I want mine to look like that and I want mine to be this beautiful.
I
want it to be special, but it's just like, guys, fuck that.
And then I'm like practicing tying bows like for a double knot and this. I'm like, okay, well my candles must have bows on this side and bows on this side and this side. I want artichokes on the table for candle holders and I want this and I want this. And I'm like, get a grip.
Yeah, I know. We've got to take ourselves and talk ourselves down off the fucking ledge because it's ridiculous and there's too much pressure. And then you don't enjoy it.
Yeah.
All people want is a drink,
Yeah.
like a nice nibble, and good chat and good vibes.
I think people would say also that maybe we're guilty of kind of adding to that noise, which, like, of course, you know, I completely understand that, and we are. But I think you also just have to like pick and choose your inspo, right? So you can't take the whole gamut of like ways to be inspiring and glamorous and fabulous over Christmas and try and be all of them. Maybe just like pick one.
I know.
Like wear an amazing outfit and then give people like Tesco's, you know, dips.
Yeah. But obviously no tiramisu latte.
No fucking tiramisu latte. I found some at Panzer's, but that's a whole other middle class conversation. We're going to do a dilemma. We've got a big old dilemma to get through. But first, Billie, tell us what you are up to.
We've only got 2 more recording days of Spill podcast.
So tell me, for those who
I
might be
that
listening.
makes you sad. That's
I
such a
love
good
it so
sign.
much.
That's so, for those who are listening who don't know about your podcast. With
So
Sasha, tell
I
us.
have a podcast with my bestest, oldest friend, Sasha Polari, and our names combined make Spill, Sasha and Billie. Spill.
Wait, truly did not realise
I
that.
did not realise that either. I thought it was like spill the tea.
Yeah, like
I mean,
spilling
that
the
it
goss.
also like
it
also
listing
uses
the
that
G.
as-
You are so clever.
So yeah, it's a podcast about like documenting very candidly actually Spill came about because of the names and also because we're both so messy. Like we drop down ourselves constantly and life is messy and it's not perfect and it's not like this pristine thing that everyone presents on social media.
And you're an oversharer.
And I'm a huge
Which I love because so am I.
And my love language is telling you everything about myself. So the podcast is basically that, like life in your 20s and 30s and all of the kind of ups and downs of it and all the like little pickle bits in between. And you're like, what the fuck am I doing?
Yeah.
I should really know by now. I'm 34, but I'm like, je ne comprends pas. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah. Like the plan is not in the plan.
I'm like that Friends meme of like Phoebe on the floor with like a hair in a bunch like over here, and she's like, I don't even have a plug. I'm like, that is me. I don't even have a plug. So yeah, it's like it's a steaming bowl of comfort foods via a podcast, hopefully. Where people feel like, okay, fine, me too.
Yeah.
I don't have it together either.
Yeah.
It's been a dream. I loved it so much.
Oh, so nice.
So much. And the crew, like, they've been amazing. And they came down because I have launched this other venture because I am actually fun employed.
I get it. You're busy. Okay.
which is like a community, I guess, it's like wellness community.
Yeah.
Although I just kind of, the word wellness makes me feel a bit icky now, but it's called Club Squash, and I really loved sport when I was younger and played so much of it, and it was like such a way to feel part of something and belong to like a club or belong to a community of people or do something. And I lost that so much in like the middle bit of my life when I was like at uni and left and moved to London. And I think now like community, you know, you guys are like kind of a real example of that. Like community is now bigger and more important than ever before. Like people want to feel like they're part of something. So I kicked off Club Squash with a walk around Richmond. We had like 30 people come along, which was great. And we did like a big walk past Waddy's house.
Oh, God, I'm coming on the next.
And we've got next week, I'm hosting our first paddle event. So we're going to do a paddle at Battersea Power Station.
Oh my God.
It's basically to get people into movement and make them feel like their minds and their bodies feel good about what they're doing without judgment, and like in a safe space where you can exercise and be like, oh, I just felt good doing that with good people, and not like you're going to shake your pants every time you walk into a gym, which is normally where I'm at.
I must come along.
Please.
I would really like to.
I
yeah.
know,
And you've got merch.
The merch is actually going to launch next year because I'm just not an organised girl to get it done this
merch
year.
coming.
But yeah,
Definitely a cap.
Oh, there are caps. I got
hope
those
so.
ordered already done. Yeah.
I would hope so. Where can we find out about
On
Club
my
Squash?
Instagram page for now.
There you go. We've got some really good dilemmas here. So I'm going to go straight in with one. You'll have to bear with me. This is 2 paragraphs, okay? I'm a mother of 2 with a busy life and successful career, but as I get older, I feel a strong need for female friendship and connection. In university, I became very close with one housemate, and we maintained a strong bond into our 30s. She's a strong alpha female like me, and over time, I felt some tension, especially after I joined the military in my late 20s. Our friendship became strained, partly due to distance, and though I often made the effort to visit, she rarely came to see me. Last year, she was distant at my husband's birthday, and since then, I've only heard from her through occasional Instagram comments. I feel like she's ghosted me, and I don't know why. Maybe it's because of jealousy, or perhaps she's just grown tired of the friendship. I'm frustrated that I'm always the one reaching out, and I feel a lack of close, shared experiences in my life now. I'm torn about whether to reach out to her and express how I feel, or if I should just move on. I don't want to feel like a burden, and I don't want her to reconnect out of guilt. What should she do? What do you think?
Oh, well, that's tough.
I know,
It's really tough.
There was a longer version of this as well. We should say that she felt like this was symptomatic of her relationship with her whole friendship group. So that this girl, this friend that she's lost contact with, was sort of more still in the fold with all of their friends. And she felt like this was a knock on that a lot of her friends were behaving in that way.
Right.
I feel really sad for her because female friendship is, you know, is such a joy and important thing in your life if you have it, if you're lucky enough to have it. But I think she needs to think about what she has got, which, you know, is a husband and 2 gorgeous children and a successful career, and make peace with that. But also, I feel she needs to let this girl go. I feel if it's that much hard work and sadness and worry and questions around a friendship, and if she's not reaching out to her, then I feel it's time to let it go. And then, you know, she could write a note and say, you know, we haven't spoken a lot recently, just so you know, I'm here if you ever need me, but I'll leave it at that for now, just so she knows the door is always open. But I think she needs to just start focusing on other things and other ways to make female friendships and other friends, because I feel like you can't flog it. It's like a breakup with a boy.
Yeah.
You know, you just got to let it go at some point.
If it's not serving you anymore.
Yeah.
I feel like she should almost like brain dump all of this to the friend.
Your way of sending a message is what I would want to think I could do, but I actually don't think I would have the like emotional like maturity to do it or control. Yeah, I'd be like, I've got to get this out. And the thing,
but I don't think that's a lack of maturity or control. I think that's that's more like closure for yourself. I think that what can sometimes make you simmer is the holding on to these feelings and these thoughts, and that person not knowing.
It's a release, yeah.
So it's the release.
She could write it down.
That's
though,
what I mean.
But not always. She could write a letter and then see if she wants to send it to her.
If I ever have like a big text to send to somebody or something that's been bothering me that I need to send, I write it in my notes and I don't send it that day. I sleep on it, leave it, and then I'm like, right, let me just relook at it again, because when your emotions are like heightened and you're writing all of that down, it isn't necessarily always the truest reflection of how you feel. It's just like, let me just get all of this out. But I think your advice is sound, so sage. Like that's what I would do, because, and I think it's so confronting having a friendship fall apart, because it's not a relationship in the same way, like a romantic relationship, but it still carries the same heartbreak.
Yeah.
But if a friendship is making you feel anxious, that isn't a good friendship for either of you. Like it should only ever be peace in friendships, and like you love each other's company, even if that is not as frequent as you would want it, because you're like, like
that's
she said,
fine.
our lives are really busy. But if a friendship is making you not feel good about yourself, or making you question like your characteristics as a person, I don't think that's a friendship that is serving either of you.
It's kind of the beauty of friendship. You can have as many, it's not a romantic relationship. You can have as many as you want, or as many, and you can kind of chop and change. So if that's, it doesn't mean it's not sad, but you say goodbye, you move on, and you find new ones. And,
and they don't sound like they live near each other.
No.
So I feel sometimes with, it's hard if you break up with a friend and you still live in like the same city. Or
because then it's an active breakup, right?
Because then you're like, I'm not going to come to this dinner because so-and-so's there, and it's like a thing. Whereas if you're in different parts of the country and it sounds like they haven't seen each other for a long time.
Yeah.
They're not going to bump into each other. I think she just needs to focus on herself and making, new friendships, and join a paddle club, join a walking club, join
take up hobbies.
I think.
I mean, I do think, look, we know that because it's a kind of perennial question, isn't it? How do you make friends in your 30s and your 40s? Like, as an adult, it's obviously more challenging than it is. It's quite easy to just say, okay, go and find new friends. And that's not obviously the easiest thing to do. But maybe, even if it's like a girlfriend that you kind of, you're not super close with, but you've been for coffee with once or twice, like invest in that friendship a bit more. Like, it doesn't have to be meet brand new people, but maybe spend your time with some others and kind of see what comes of that.
Good luck.
Good luck to you.
Yeah.
Let us know how you get on.
Yeah.
Okay, somebody says, so I recently got a job that's really steady and has some growth potential, but I have zero desire for this industry. And there has recently been a job opening in my city for an assistant stylist at a global fashion company. I've wanted to work for this company for almost a decade. Fashion is my biggest passion, and I have a friend of a friend who works there, so I applied and was able to reach out and get my application bumped up. My partner is upset because the current industry/job I'm in now does have potential for me to do very well, and it's definitely more of a stable career choice, but I just dread it every day. What do you think I should do?
These are so hard.
They are hard, yeah.
This is what I say to my friends when we're talking about careers. I'm like, what is your priority? In the next 5 years, what's your priority? Is it professional growth? Is it to feel job satisfaction? Is it financial, to be more financially comfortable? Is it to, have a child? Is it to get married? Is it like, what is your priority? And you can only pick one. And if you have to focus on what that priority is. So if your priority is to try out a career you think has possible longevity, could give you like job satisfaction, and you could be happy in it, and that is your current priority, then go for it. If your priority is to have a comfortable life and just accept that your job is what the job is, but that frees you up to spend all of your free time doing things that you're passionate about, including fashion and styling, don't leave your job. But write down what your priorities are and highlight the one that is like the most important one for the next 5 years.
That's such good. You give really good career advice.
Thank you.
And I think also life's too short to dread going to work every day.
Yeah. I do think that like things that feel like enormous seismic risks as well are often not as scary. Like if you take another job, like if you've got 10 years experience in this other the industry that you're currently in, I'm sure you can go back to that industry. Like there is always a way. And
it's not fine. It's not final. Whatever your decision is, you can go back on it. Like, and I think our industry is like the perfect example of that, because it's so big when you leave a job. Like if you leave your job at a magazine to go to another magazine, but the amount of times like people have gone from one and gone back to the magazine, or gone to another magazine,
or where you can't even remember where someone is anymore because
it's so fine to do that.
Yeah, it really is. There's no one that I look at and I'm like, oh, they left that place and they made a really bad move and they've never recovered. Like that's just not a thing. Like you recover.
Yeah.
And she won't regret trying, but she will regret not trying.
Agreed.
Yeah. Agreed. I think we'll leave it there. Thanks, Bo.
Oh,
I never said. I'm going to just do one last little plug to subscribe.
Oh, yeah.
Please do subscribe if you don't already. It really helps boost us in the charts and makes a big difference to us. So please do. Do also email your dilemmas to podcast@SheerLuxe.com, and do look out for the question box also on social every week. We've only got one more left this year. God, time flies, hey?
Can't wait for everyone's 2024 wrapped.
There's a lot to come. Thank you so much for listening. Don't forget to rate, review, subscribe, and tell your friends. And we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.